Hi everybody, welcome to another After Dark, After Pitch Night Fishburners extravaganza brought to you by the wonderful man Lee. My name is Geoff Main. We have an icon of Fishburners history here tonight. He obviously paid me to say that. He loves that sort of thing. Henry Weaver, welcome to Fishies.
Thanks for having me.
So
It's been like 18 months since I've been here. That's crazy, right?
I know, especially for someone who literally every day was one of the beating hearts, I guess, of this
for
place.
6 years. Like I spent every day for 6 years.
Back in the good old days when you didn't have to work remotely, you actually came in to talk to people and have to not handle them on Slack or email.
I have Fishburners. I need to thank it a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing when you've been here for so long, or even if you're here for a year or two, it provides so many opportunities that you don't realise you could have missed out on. And when you look back, you go, I'm just thankful I had some of them.
Well, look, Fishburners, the core has always been just getting into the building and meeting people. And I don't care if that starts at pitch night, it starts at a tour, it starts at a Wednesday, lunch group, Thursday, learn for a burner session. Like, I do not care. Just get yourself here, and stuff happens out of that. Like that's been the whole core from 2011, 2012 when there was 15 people trying to get a desk, versus to now when we've got more desks than we can count, and we're trying to get people that just still have those same connections and still have those same sort of core sort of memories that people come in and try and essentially suck what out is what can they get from the building, right? Like that's what they want, right? They want that connection, they want that value piece of just trying to get here and learn something new.
Yeah, so and because the community is so diverse, it's whether you're talking about the demographics of the group, but also the thinking and the mindsets of the group of people we've got, whether technical heads, business people, marketers, sales, developers, bright design, UX people. Like, there's so many different minds that you can learn from. It's just a place where you can, as you say, suck the marrow and learn so much.
Well, I think that's where Fishburners has probably changed. Like, back in the early days, it was like no one knew what they were doing. And it was like, let's just get in a room and go, how do we figure this out? And like, one of the early stage events was like Worthington Wednesdays, which was literally a bag of Worthingtons in the middle, and people would be like, I've got this problem, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like, and that was literally the start of it. I think now, you've got different stage businesses, and I call it relative learning, right? Like, I think Fishburners now is really good at, there's always someone 6 months ahead of you. And there's, you haven't got people IPOing, but I don't think that skill set is relative to what you're actually trying to do at that stage. So I think Fishburners is in a good position to really be bringing people through and going, okay, you're trying to build out your MVP, you're trying to get customers on, like, what's next? And I think Fishburners is a really good place for that.
Absolutely. So you talk about a lot of those sort of lessons, and you've had 6 years to experience a number of those lessons. So if we talk about, someone who's probably kind of either already started or thinking about starting their startup, what's the one or two key things coming to Fishburners will absolutely give them that will at least put them on the right road to success?
That's a tough one, because I think it really comes down to what mindset people are coming in with.
Yep.
But I generally think Fishburners is really good at that inspiration piece of going, right, you're around a bunch of people that are kind of doing the same thing as you, right? They're trying to start their startup, they're trying to make it big at some point over that sort of timeline. Fishburners is good at essentially opening doors to people that are in front of you, behind you, same stage as you, and I think that's the real core value of what Fishburners does. And then you pack into the events that the team are putting on, and you pack into the pitch nights that are happening. Like, it's all there. You just got to essentially turn up and make use of it. Like, that's the key.
So if we look back at some of the stories we can say on camera to a wider audience of the history, I mean...
Don't do that to me.
No, but where I'm coming from is that there's so many great startups who had when they first started, it was just a small idea, and suddenly they've gone on to either large sale, currently operating in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, who are the one or two that you sort of saw and you've just gone, that journey is just a great journey to talk about? Or one where they've just gone, I never thought they would get there, but suddenly you just watch them hit a grey area or a beautiful...
I mean, look, like, I mean, Danny Millam at Koala, now Milk Run, like clearly done something right.
Yeah.
But like, to be fair, like he came in and was doing like a Byron Bay coffee.
Yeah.
Like there was something else that he was doing. So it's like, it doesn't even matter if you're doing something different at the start. I think some of the cool stories that have come out of Fishburners is where two founders have come in at the same time or, you know, weeks after on different startups and then essentially met whilst at Fishburners at a lunch group, had to learn from a burner.
Yeah.
And then created a startup out of that. Like one comes to mind, Gopher.
Yeah.
Like that's literally
Danny and
how Danny and Ian started. They were like, I'm sat next to this bloke, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, cool. So let's start something. You've got this skill set, I've got this skill set, let's just push forward. What should we look at? And I think that's where co-working spaces have got it right. And I think Fishburners has got it right. And it's got it right for a many number of years, but it's literally just about getting founders talking to founders. What comes out of it actually doesn't matter. Like we don't actually really talk about where Fishburners, like the value out of Fishburners has always been like literally connection.
Yeah.
And I still think it's got that value.
Yeah. And having
Plus
not
a
left,
really good beer on the
and
front
I was going to say, and having not left and been here for 18 months, Henry, I can confirm that it's there. It's a little bit, probably a little bit less more disconnected a little bit because of the remote nature of how we've changed. But
I had to go and get started somewhere, right? Like, come on, I left. Like this place was literally my identity for like 6 years. Like I had to go and do something else. So I've been focusing on that, and then my partner is now obviously looking to give birth in like 2 weeks. So like that obviously changes things.
Well, you know, it's just good to see you startup after baby startup. You know, just rolling them through, right? And you know, obviously you're a very lucky man to be able to have Jen as your partner because we know how wonderfully intelligent and beautiful she is, and
punching
high. One of the things I guess when I'm looking at the different stories is, you know, you talked about how different people met and connect, but then like there's so many other stories. Like I love, you know, Mike Casey I love because not only was he successful and then made a sale, watching his journey into a completely different area of startup land with what he's doing with sort of the carbon zero sort of fruit in New Zealand.
It's out of Frankton in just outside of Queenstown.
Yeah.
He's doing cherry farms, but he's actually, it's like his carbon footprint is literally minimal.
Yeah.
So it's quite amazing what he's doing out there. I actually haven't been. He has invited me. I do need to go over there. But like,
it's usually around picking season, isn't it? He's got you around there.
Skiing season.
Right.
No.
Sorry.
But to be honest, like it's testament to the type of people that Fishburners has attracted, and you know, Mike Casey, Pete Davison, Murray Herbst. You go all the way back. Alan Jones is literally now the interim CEO. Like you're looking at it going, okay, like there's been some great people that have been involved in this organization. Like, okay, let's get them back and let's start reintegrating them into the community, and that's a good thing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the ability to share not only what you've learned and bring it back and the successes and failures, but also for the new people to see that. But also for me, being someone of a marketer who's been around for a while.
No.
I know, right?
You're a marketer?
Exactly. So annoying, those marketers. But I get invigorated by listening to the passion or the different problems that people are trying to solve, and where do those come from, and you know, I know nothing about Web3, but I like listening to people talk about it because I'm like, okay, I need to learn something because you're always learning. You don't stop.
That's the key, right? We literally just had a guy here being like, he's in Web3, and I'm like, I don't know anything about that, right? Yeah. And I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about that. But come into Fishburners, there's probably going to be someone that you should probably be talking to. So just take the hit and just go. Like that's the key, right?
And the other part of Fishies is, as you talked about around the networking part, is that you don't necessarily have to be someone who goes from startup to startup to startup. You become part of the community. You look at people who are now working in the VC side and maybe working in the community and the partnership side, or they're sort of there as a service provider like I have, but then I've also worked as the marketer in a startup trying to live and breathe and make it happen. Well, you just have all these different experiences.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I think the organisation has attracted good people, left, right and centre. Like, to be honest, when I was back here, like we we had Jess Walker come in, right? And
Yep.
she was just off the sale of a company in New Zealand. She was coming in, just wanted to engage with people in the city, basically in Sydney.
Yep.
And essentially is now, tried a few startups, actually made a name for herself in the ecosystem. She's gone from Black Nova, she's gone straight into Airtree, like she's really fucking killing it, right? Like, I think she's come in and had a positive impact on not only the startups that are in here in terms of what she's been doing over that journey, but also like what she could do next. That's a really good thing for Fishburners. The fact that she's sat in here on a day-to-day basis can only be a great thing.
Yeah.
She works now for works now for Airtree, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's great. And she's also on the board, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's great.
And the opportunity to give back, but the other part of it as well is like, every time I see someone either successful or like either killing it or adding value or anything else, they have an open mindset. They're willing to engage. They know that they don't know everything, but they're willing to learn. They talk to people, and they just basically have that nature of supportive nature about helping someone, whether they can, or connecting someone in a different way to someone who can help them. And that's kind of the culture that's always been around Fishburners, even when you didn't kind of know what you were doing back in Werther's Wednesdays, back to where we get to.
Look, it's always been about just helping people.
Yeah.
And I think from the original sort of core group, Pete, Brad, Mike Casey, Pete Davison, Pete Cooper, like, Jesus, there's a lot of names that I could literally drop right now, like Dave Suda, like Wacott, like really brought in the value of just like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I probably should actually just ask the person next to me to see if they've had this problem.
Yep.
Are they encountering that problem? And I think that's the value of a co-working space, and I think that's a value of a co-working space that has a community.
Yep.
I don't think all of them have it. Like, we've spoken at length about this.
Yes, we have.
I feel like I'm really pitching Fishburners. I do actually know. I've been here for 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think the testament to a community is the type of people who stay, sometimes the type of people who come back because they've gone to try different things and they've come back as well.
Yeah.
And that's important because you don't want to be stale, but if you love a place, you love it, and you'll support it no matter where you are. And if you have the opportunity to come back, that's great.
Well, just look at Alan Jones coming back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the board have gone out to him and said, you know what are you doing the next 3 months? And he's gone, I'd actually like to put my hand up and help out for a bit, because Fishburners is a great organisation, and I want to be part of that journey. And like, that was, so I walked in here tonight and I didn't actually know that, and I was like, holy shit. Like, that is like a great fucking move.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. It's going to bring us back into the middle of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And I think it's only positive things for Fishburners moving forward.
And it's really exciting. And I think if anyone's watching, if you're not already a member, come and join us, get a desk, enjoy and experience the community. And with that in mind, I'll throw to Man, because we'll try and get someone and some other members of the community to come and talk about their experiences and where they're at.
People that are watching online. I believe we have people from England, Israel, the US.
Okay, my name's Alex. I'm the founder of Print.
First-hand dramatic impact of climate change.
We will send a read-only copy.
Please jump on here, send us.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Fishburner Live, and this is Man, your producer here at Fishburner, and we have Matt with us now, and we just finished Henry and Geoff. That was a spectacular pitch, Matt.
Thank you, man. And thank
And it was your first pitch.
Yeah, and thank you for being generous with the gong.
With the ding ding, with the timer. Yes.
I know I went over, but I thought,
No, I think it was great. Although you went over it, but because you were engaging, you were brave enough to try different thing out there.
Yeah.
And
And I actually got it wrong because I thought it was 90 seconds and then you get a gong and it'll be another 60 seconds. I didn't realize
you definitely did that. You definitely did that. You did it. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
But it's okay. Everyone was having so much fun. Everyone was so charmed by all the previous pitch. But then they didn't realize that the last one is so more impactful.
Well, it had to be because I'm the one that's stopping people from getting to the bar. I'm the one I'm the last pitch. I'm between people and a beer. So.
And people were already getting up and trying to grab a drink.
Yes. so it had to be fun and it had to be sort of quirky. But
So for everyone watching this one, they may not have watched your pitch in our Founders Hub. Give us a 90-second pitch without the slide now.
Oh, Jesus. You put me on the spot. I can't
Of course.
I don't know where to start. But my pitch revolved around the fact that there is amazing software out there like Canva, and I told everyone how much I love Canva and how crap the software is in my industry, construction industry. So I don't know if my pitch works without the props.
The topic is actually hard to understand in a way. Yes.
So my pitch had Dr. Evil make a cameo and Mini-Me, and so I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense.
I would imagine a lot of people out there may be kicking tires about jump on board with Xylo. They all know the other brand is not as good as Xylo, but there are some limitation with Xylo that you specifically address.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Yeah, so Xylo doesn't do projects and multiple cost centers. I don't know exactly what it is about it, but it can't report in a way that captures multiple projects and multiple cost centers.
Yeah.
And so it's not appropriate. Xylo is brilliant at a lot of things. It's brilliant at point of sale. It's brilliant at
cost tracking, basic cost tracking.
Lots of business types. It's perfect for.
Indeed.
But for construction businesses with multiple projects and multiple trades. It fails, and the funny thing about Xylo is people are passionate about using Xylo and they want to show you how it works, and inevitably it doesn't work. It cannot generate a detailed enough claim that a building company, a head contractor needs.
For the construction industry, when you have multiple projects ongoing and multiple supplier across multiple projects, that's matrix
multiple
relationship.
Trade centers like plumbing and electrical. And
that's right.
It doesn't. It fails, but it still relies. It's like it was an innovative product for a very short period of time, and then it became just another lazy incumbent.
I'm not 100% agree with you on that one, because actually Xylo so far does actually meet a lot of the, how can I say, essential business, simple business that people do.
Yeah, but it became, when I say the lazy incumbent, it stopped adding functionality and stopped. It relies on people building things for them.
That's right.
And so they don't
create a market.
Yeah,
they expect market partner to have all the add-on layers rather than doing in-house.
So they don't want to take on the risk to try something new.
That's right.
They're sort of like in my view, my job is a sales business, really, flogging antiquated software. Xylo's not far behind. It's just a simpler software. It doesn't work for us.
It doesn't work for specific construction,
small construction businesses.
Small construction. What size are you talking about?
Small construction businesses up to 20 staff and under $20 million turnover.
$20 million turnover.
Yeah.
I want to tell you is that Fishburner happens to be a proud partner of Xylo.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry about that.
No. And a lot of our video, all our content, our Fishburner Founders Hub content are shared with Xylo staff. All the staff at Xylo have access to our content.
I'm sorry,
and
Xylo.
In fact, Xylo have actually started a innovation hub in Auckland, I forgot the Panel. They have an innovation hub similar to co-working space at Panel.
Yeah.
They encourage the staff to have breakthrough thinking and then start their own add-on module into Xylo community, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And I think they would love to hear more about what you are doing. And
I don't know, because I'm challenging Xylo, like I'm challenging the model that Xylo and MyOb are promoting. So I'm taking a whole different take on it. I want to rebuild the Xylo part. I want to integrate it into a horizontal solution.
Yeah.
And like I said in my pitch, the market is big enough. It's $15 trillion and a huge chunk, 9% of GDP in Australia.
That's right.
The market is big enough.
Was it a whale picture that one of the slides you present? Was it a whale? The size of the whale, or
I think it was a concrete truck.
It's a concrete. A dump truck. Yes, and now I remember. Yes, it's a dump. It's a concrete truck with small business, medium business, and large business at the wheel, at the base part of the thing. Yeah. So what's the ratio between them?
So in Australia, 54% of building companies are small businesses. So when you have small, medium, and large, 54% are small businesses. Not many people know that or understand that. A lot of people expect that the big companies are the bulk of construction, and they're actually not. It's the small companies that dominate that sector.
But most of the big projects out there have a head contractor, but then they have 3 layers of subbies.
That's right.
At the end, it is a small team of family business that pour the concrete, tie the steel, and then do the tiling, paving, install the aircon, installing the duct, all these things.
Absolutely, but equally a large part of the industry is small head contractors. Building extensions, renovating, building homes.
Yes.
So equally, you're right. Contractors, but also head contractors. There's a large number of small head contractors. There's like 50,000.
That's right.
In New South Wales alone.
How would people find out more about your business? Where can they find it? What's your website?
Website is Buttress, Buttress.com.au.
Okay, I will put the description, a link of your website in the description below.
Thank you.
If it is not your own business, well, let me put it the other way. Other than your own business, what other SaaS business that you have seen tonight make you feel, oh, that's interesting?
So the honest answer is I was nervously waiting for my pitch.
Because you're the last one.
And when you're the last pitch, I was trying to give justice to the other pitches. But my brain wasn't in reception mode. It was in anticipation of
Any one
pitching.
of them you remember?
Yes. I mean, I think none of them really. I agree with the judges' call.
Yeah.
With the koala
data aggregation platform.
How am I going to compete? How does a concrete truck compete with a koala?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think what was the name of the company?
I forgot the name because I was over there operating the system.
You
so
were,
I was
and you were doing a great job.
Well.
But it was, that's something that actually I went, that makes sense. There are all these people trying to save things, and you can know that from your own personal experience. There's all these groups that try and save the environment, save endangered species, and they're all disparate, and they're all going in different directions. That made sense.
So I guess they all start from addressing one known problem they can see directly, and they are building it and make it really effective in solving that problem. But then later on, when more and more different people, stakeholders get into the picture, they are not yet ready to expand to reach all those features requirement.
Yeah.
Just like Xylo. they started, 10 years ago, about 10 years ago. They addressed some of the key reconciliation, banking, and then general reporting feature very effectively.
And the funny thing is, when Xylo was a young company, I had a conversation with the founder of Xylo, and I said, What about this? What about this?
Yes.
This is what we need.
Yes.
And his response was, we already do something like that. And I said, no, you don't. That's where it ended.
That's good to know. That's good to know. That means you have a clear runway.
I've been looking at it for a long time.
Yes.
I'm older than I look.
While we are talking about Xylo, I do use Xylo in multiple business, and I love them. But there is one area that they haven't done, which I hope that anyone from Xylo listening to this one, hopefully you would start to address this, is multi-warehouse inventory management.
Okay.
Yeah, and I then look at the marketplace, and then I try to find out what other market apps could address this problem. At the end, it's become the other way around. We have to subscribe to a bigger inventory management system, and then with Xylo bolt onto it rather than this way.
So I think I look at Xylo and MyOb and industry. It's got parallels with the time when everyone used to build their own computer or do something, or create their own product from parts. And I think the future isn't like that. I think the future is a bespoke product that works, that you just plug and play, like a modern Mac, right? It just works. It's got everything you need.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said in my presentation, I think APIs are bullshit. Like they're a cop out. I'll tell you that. But APIs in some cases work, but I think some companies rely on them as a crutch.
Yeah.
And I think the future is something that works together, and the future is integrated products. There's a real trend for micro-vertical products to find a niche that's a little void, that's a little sliver. I think the future is horizontal products that really work. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the great example and a product I love is Canva. Yeah. It's a horizontal product.
They try to build everything in there. They are very lucky and also with lots of hard work behind it.
Oh, absolutely.
That gained a huge momentum. So you are going to market, because one of the pitch point that I managed to pick up from your pitch is that your go-to-market model.
My go-to-market model. So that, I guess that's our biggest pain point at the moment as a startup is what we've resolved is that we want to find another co-founder who's a marketer who can help with that.
The ask today is finding co-founder with marketing focus, construction, small business, construction industry, market focus, co-founder, interested in doing selling and business development.
If you're out there, I mean, that's what we want. But our go-to-market is really build a community around the product, because there is a void around community and resourcing for small building companies.
That's right.
There's a lot of resources for bigger companies. There's a lot of information, a lot of research around enterprise level. But I think that it's an under-resourced sector.
Because actually it's construction industry is, because all of them work in separate sites, the network is not very strong. Is that right? Can I say that?
Yeah.
And in a way, they compete with each other a lot of the time.
They compete with each other, but there's random combinations of different products.
Exactly.
Gaffer tape together.
That's right.
And so really we want to be the first ubiquitous network that really takes a chunk out of the small construction sector and creates a product and a network for resources for that segment.
Very good. So what made you suddenly brave enough and motivated enough to pitch at our stage?
Oh, well, the first thing is
you watch enough of it.
The first thing is that I just love Fishburners. Like, I think it's the best place in Sydney to be on a Friday night.
Okay, good to know.
And so I just love it. I just love being here, and you won't keep me away. I'm going to be applying for every pitch
You are not
night.
exhausted from your day job yet, because your day job is still construction, right?
I get up early, don't worry.
right,
But I've got, give me a couple of beers and I'm back into it. This is look. That's. I just love being here. I don't know if that's answered your question. But,
it does answer the question. And I guess actually your example, and for those of you who was not in the room or who hasn't seen the pitch that Matt has just done about 45 minutes ago, is go to our Fishburners Founders Hubs, link in the description below. Go to watch the video and how Matt has done his pitch, and then you will agree that he is absolutely fine as a first pitch, and that's why Matt won the audience award.
Thank you.
Are the audience favorite.
I didn't know that it was recorded. Now I got it.
Why not?
I'm scared.
Why not? We are not recorded. Hey, we have a lot of virtual members. That's why the New Zealand, our New Zealand Xylo's community could watch it. And in fact, they look at it to get idea.
So I've shitted in my own nest in some ways.
You are actually you are positioning for an exit strategy.
Yeah.
Any company out there potentially will buy you up for $20 million, $30 million.
Nah, I think I'll buy Xylo before they buy me.
Oh, no. I won't say that.
No.
Okay, thank you so much, Matt.
Thank you, man.
I think we roll our sponsor message, and we will talk to Kathy from Microsoft in a moment. So that was a wrap for today, and thanks to Microsoft supporting our SaaS Pitch Night tonight. And thank you for watching and staying with us so far. The whole purpose of this live stream is to bring our after pitch event vibe out there to you, everyone online. And I hope to see you at Fishburner or at one of our events again soon. Bye-bye.